at these starts, the Wrath is pretty good, but the Mad Scientist is probably even better. Unfortunately, Massan doesn't have a turn 1 play, but the turn 2 Mad Scientist is almost as good as you can get.
Yeah, he blacked out on the turn 1. I mean, he blanked out on the turn 1, but his turn 3 is still viable with a ping and Clockwork Gnome. It's really not the absolute worst.
Oh,
the double
shades.
shade here, that's going to be very important.
Yeah, this matchup is a lot about who can curve out the best, and I would say generally it's going to be the Mech Mage that curves out the best because it typically runs a lower curve, but in this particular scenario we see the Druid curving out much better, which I feel is going to give Druid a pretty huge lead going into this game.
Yeah, with the Shaded Axe here and Keeper of the Grove and the Swipe and the Wrath, oh goodness, the options are... Actually, that's incredible. I mean, the Yeti's going to be somewhat fine, but... Wow.
A really solid board from Thijs right now, and off of the solid board, he's going to have a lot of removal options going. Type Wrath and Keeper of the Grove, and he also actually has the Force of Nature, which
Oh wow, I was talking of scenarios and how I just didn't see that guy very often nowadays. Well, it seems like Thijs has brought it to the table. I'm a little surprised, but I'm happy about it, I guess. It's kind of have you just noticed that it's not been played very often, or am I just making stuff up? I just haven't seen it much.
I think a lot of combo Druids have been phasing it out a bit, but I still see it fairly often in Rampy Druids. For example, the kind of Druid that Massan was running last game typically does run the scenarios.
Alright, so Thijs here playing into Mirror Entity, I believe, trying to make sure that if the Mirror Entity trigger is going to give a 2/4 that he can then kill with his Shade of Nax. Yep, definitely. Very nicely done here.
You're gonna have to trigger that mirror image anyway, and it might as well be on a turn where you can actively deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the board right now, though, Thijs' hand is still pretty solid. He's got a good way to answer just about everything that's been thrown at him at this point.
Yeah, but Massan is actually able to answer the board as well pretty well. This is a pretty good board clear, but unfortunately, there's the possibility of a swipe. Actually, the
swipe is fairly mediocre. I think you just Wrath for card draw, maybe, or do you kill a Yeti with the Wrath?
I think taking out the 4 power on the board is fair.
Oh, Finicky Cloak Shield. Reversing switch for Massan.
Possibly setting up the swipe or the Force of Nature for the next turn with his hero power.
Yeah, definitely that's what he's doing. In case it gets buffed, at least it'll die to something else. So I feel like that's the right play. And Paladin Shredder are actually going to make this the swipe a little less impactful than maybe Thijs would have liked it to be.
Okay. Massan chooses not to use the Cloak Field. If he draws the Archmage Antonius, as we saw from Amaz versus Nervia, as we saw from that series, if he draws the Archmage Antonius, he can pretty much swing the game around entirely.
That's a really nice draw here with a Finicky Cloak Field for Thijs, because this Azure Drake will make the swipe deal 5 and 2 damage respectively, which is going to be very impactful.
Yeah, Azure Swipe. Just a huge combo in Druid.
Wow.
Typically, Druid has a bad time comboing, but Druid has a hard time clearing out the board, but Azure Swipe is pretty much about as good as it gets.
Yeah, but then again, you look at the board right now from Massan. It's got enough things that are sticky, they're big enough to contest the Drake, so that swipe alone is not enough. It feels like there's a little bit missing here on Thijs' side. And there's a Fireball in Massan's hand, so all it would take is a little bit of face targeting, and I think that could be it. I mean, look at the board. How do you approach this situation? If you swipe the Yeti, the Undertaker still lives. So you'd have to swipe Yeti, attack the Undertaker with your face, and trade your Drake into the 4/4.
Yeah, an alternate play would be YOLO into the Shredder.
Piloted Shredder? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's oh goodness. That's a really YOLO play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is just the power of Mech Mage, and even if Thijs clears almost everything on this board, we're gonna see a Dr. Boom on next turn, which Thijs cannot deal with at all.
This reversing switch might actually come in handy, reducing the attack of a minion that Thijs decides to attack.
Yeah, he could either reversing switch the Shredder or the Tinkertown Technician, and that would allow the Drake to survive.
Yeah, but now the game is over. He decided, I mean, he wants to have the Drake live, but he's dead to Fireball regardless.
Okay, so for this play...
Nice.
Yeah, this play he lets him survive a Fireball.
Wait, no, Massan had lethal. What?
Oh yeah, if he just reversing switched, he had lethal. He realized it. Oh man.
Oh, he just realized he missed lethal. It's fine, Massan. We won't hold it against you. You played too quickly for your own good, but I mean, you still got Dr. Boom. You're good to go.
I mean, he still wins.
Yeah. He saw the miss lethal and he knows it's gonna haunt him for days. He's gonna be like, he has 3 spare parts. The game is trying to tell him, dude, you better do this right now.
He's like, yeah, this game is like, I gave you 3 chances to win the game right here, and you're not using any of them? Come on, Massan.
Yeah. I think it's a case of there's too much obvious and he missed everything. Well, he can't miss it this time.
Can we say that Massan missed lethal 3 times in this game?
Yeah, we could say that. He missed lethal 3 times in the same game, on the same turn. That's really harsh. So you know what you do here? You're reversing switch your own minion 3 times. So it goes back to a 1-4. So it goes back, sorry, to a 4-1 at the end.
Yeah, that's pretty good BM. I mean, Massan could just say, "Oh, I was just trying to BM here, nothing too serious."
Okay, he's not doing it.
Well, you could just double reversing switch. Yeah, that's good.
But I think there's a lot of BM missing. But
I mean, if I were in this situation, I would just be trying to BM in the best way possible.
Get that BM counter up a little bit.
Does Massan not see lethal?
What? I think he's calculating the best BM possible as well.
Okay.
I mean, he's got to be. There are 25,000 lethals.
Maybe he's considering what could possibly come out of this Shredder that could just screw him over.
Okay, yeah, he was doing lethal.
Wait.
He was doing BM. Wait, what?
Wait, what's going on here?
What?
Oh my god. Okay. That was a bit confusing, to be honest.
Oh my god! I have no idea.
I want to hear what Massan had to say about this.